Hello students, welcome to data structure course. In my previous video, we learned that what is a linear queue. Okay, we study the algorithms of linear queue, some basic operations. So now we are going to see the disadvantages of linear queue. There is some problem with linear queue. Okay, the first one is what? The queue full signal does not necessarily means that there are n elements in the queue. There are n elements in the queue. That is the inefficient use of available space. What does that mean? Suppose if you have a queue of size n is equal to 5, means how many element this queue can hold? That is 5 elements. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4. Now you started insert an element here like A, B, C, D, E, but obviously your rear will going to point here and your front is pointing to index 0. Okay, so basically when we are going to see implementation phase, that time we are initially while implementing linear queue, we initialize our front and rear to -1. Okay, now assume that your front is pointing to -1. Okay, now this queue is full. Now suppose if you are going to insert an element inside this queue, it will shows queue is full message, no issue about it. But suppose now I remove one element from this, so I call delete function. Okay, so by default this front which will goes to the index 0. Now my front is pointing to index 0, means what? This element is deleted. This element is deleted means what? This place is vacant. Okay, now suppose if I am going to insert the element inside the queue, so whenever we are going to insert the element at the queue, it will check whether queue is full. How we are going to check? If rear is equal to n minus 1. What is n minus 1? That is 5. 5 minus 1, that is 4. Okay, so if rear is equal to n minus 1, then queue is full. Now my rear is pointing to index 4, so 4 is equal to n minus 1. What is n value? 5 minus 1, that is 4. Condition satisfied. So what it will say? The queue is full. But here we have one vacant place since we deleted one element from this queue. Means what? The queue full signal does not necessarily means that there are n elements in the queue. Okay, there is n elements in the queue. See, suppose I am going to delete one more element from here, so but obviously this front will going to point here, means what? This two places vacant. We have only 3 elements, C, D, E. Now if we are going to try insert an element inside this queue, it will check whether rear is equal to n minus 1. So what is rear value now? 4. N minus 1, 4. Again it will say queue is full. But here we have two vacant location since we deleted these two elements from the queue. Okay, so this is one problem, means that is the inefficient use of available space. That is inefficient use of the available space. So we are going to find a solution for this problem. Okay, but before that we are going to see other disadvantages or problem with linear queue. The second disadvantage is what, or problem is what? One can delete only that element which is at the front end. Means what? We can delete element from front end only. Okay, we can delete element can front end only. Okay, now one more problem is there, that is likewise delete. We can insert of element can be done through rear end only. Means what? See, this problem are what is this in this? What is this problem? We can delete element through front end only, and here we can delete element from rear end only. So this is what other problem. So we are going to find solution for these problems. We are going to find the solution for these problems. Okay. So first solution is what we can do. See, if suppose this is what my queue having 5 element A, B, C, D, E. First, see, I'm going to explain the solution for first problem. Okay, what is that? Inefficient use of available space. Okay, so this is what 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many elements are there? 5 elements. Now suppose if the solution for that problem, first solution, if suppose we delete element from this queue, and if you want to efficiently use these memory locations or available space, what we are going to suppose now my front is pointing to index 0, means what, we deleted this element. Okay, and my rear is pointing to index 4. Okay, so whenever I delete element from the linear queue, okay, what I'm going to do next, once I delete, I am going to shift all the element by one position. So at index 0 B will be shifted, at index 1 C will be shifted, means we are going to shift this element by one location. Okay, and here comes your D, and here comes your E, and this is what your last index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So but obviously your rear reach to points to, when we are going to shift, we are going to shift all the variables value also. So rear will point to the index 3. Now suppose now we are going to insert an element into the queue, we can insert the one more element. Okay, so now this is what one solution for this, means whenever we delete element from the linear queue, what we are going to do, we are going to shift the other elements by one position. Okay, so that available space we can use efficiently like this. But again, problem with this technique is what, now it is okay if your queue size is 5, if your queue size is 5, but assume that, or suppose your queue size is 1000 elements or more than 1000 elements, so this will become a time consuming. Suppose if you delete one element, that is a starting position at index location 0, so so at that time 999 times that unnecessary loop will going to execute, that shifting logic will work. So this is again become time consuming, so we need efficient solution for that. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to see the second solution, that is circular queue. Okay, we are solving first problem only. So for that, what we are going to do, suppose if you have the linear queue having size 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you insert A, B, C, D, E. Now your rear is pointing to this position. Okay, the second solution is what, circular queue, and your front is pointing to initially -1 position. Now suppose you delete element from this, so first element is deleted. Now what we are going to do, whenever your queue of rear reach to the maximum size of your queue, what we are going to do, we are going to insert the element at the first position. We are going to insert the element at the first position, means what, 0th location. Means what we are going to do, we are going to shift our rear position to the at index 0. So this will become circular queue. If you are going to represent this diagrammatically, it will look like this. It will look like this. Again, it is a linear array, only graphical representation is different. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you insert A here, then B here, then C here, and then D here, and then E here. Now suppose if you delete an A from this, now your rear will jump to this location. Now your rear will going to point this location, and front is also pointing to this location. So what does this mean? So you can efficiently, suppose if you delete this one, so you can again increment your rear by one position, so efficiently you can utilize this memory location, and you doesn't need to shift all elements from the one position. Okay, so this is what two solutions for first problem. First, what we are going to do, we are going to shift element from each and every element by one position if you delete element from the queue. Okay, or other is what we are going to create circular queue, means whenever your rear reach to the maximum size of your queue, it will automatically shifted to index 0. If that index 0 location is available, means it is empty, means it not empty, it is a vacant place. If index 0 is vacant place, so we can insert element there. So this is what circular queue. Okay, now we are going to see the algorithms for circular queue, but here problem is what, now what we are going to do here, what condition we are going to do, if what condition we are going to do, if our rear value, if your rear value is equal to n minus 1 position, then what we need to do, we are set rear, then that time what we are going to do, we are going to set your rear is equal to 0th index, means we are going to set that rear value to 0th position. Okay, rear will go into point 0th index. Else other time what we are going to do, if your rear is not at the position maximum size, then what we are going to do, simply we are going to rear is equal to rear plus 1. Okay, so instead of doing this, writing this logic in our code, we are going to use simply modulus operation. What we are going to use, we are going to use simply modular operation to find the next position of rear and front. So to find the rear position, we are going to simply use the formula like in circular queue, we are going to use simple formula like rear is equal to rear plus 1 modulus of size. Wait, what we are going to do here, to find a position in circular queue of rear and front. To find the rear position, we are going to use formula like rear plus 1, rear is equal to rear plus 1 modulus of size of our array, since so we are going to implement circular queue using array. Now we are going to implement circular queue using array. Okay, now for front also we have one formula. What is that formula? Front is equal to front plus 1 mod size of array. Okay, size of array, or you can say our linear queue. Okay, our linear queue. Since see, I'm using word linear queue, since you can differentiate queue in 3 types like linear queue, circular queue, double-ended queue, periodicity queue. So these are what types of queue. Okay, first one is a linear queue. Now we are looking for circular queue, then double-ended queue. Double-ended queue is a solution for these two problems. We can insert and delete element from rear and front end only. Okay, so to solve the problem of linear queue, circular linear queue, what we are going to do, what we are going to use circular queue, and to find the rear position and front position, we are going to use this formula. What is the formula? Rear plus 1 modulus of size and front plus 1 modulus of size of what? Array, or you can say queue. Okay, now let's look at the algorithm for linear queue. Sorry, not linear queue, circular queue. What we are going to do, we are going to see algorithm for circular queue. So here we are directly look at the add queue, add CQ, means what, we are going to add element into the circular queue. So basically it will take item as an input, item then circular queue, the whatever queue we have, the array, this is what array, the size of that array, now front position and rear position. Okay, so this algorithm basically takes as an input atom which we are going to insert. Circular queue means what is whatever array we have. Okay, so size of that array, front and rear position, these are what index locations or pointers. Okay, so here we insert atom in the circular queue of size 0 to n-1, where rear point to the last atom of the and front is point position counterclockwise from the first atom in the circular queue. Now first step is what? What we are going to do? We are going to simply increment our rear, means what? We are going to find the position of rear. So rear is equal to rear plus 1. Okay, and mod n is what? Size of array. Okay, so using this formula we are going to find the position of rear. Okay, when in circular queue implementation, when we are going to create this circular queue, means we are going to allocate size or create array of that circular queue, that time we initialize our front and rear to what we are going to do? We are going to initialize our front and rear to index 0. What we are going to do? We are going to initialize our front and rear to index 0. Okay, now at the first step of this algorithm, what we are going to do? We are going to find the rear position. So rear position, how we can find it? Rear is equal to rear plus 1 modulus of 1. Then we are going to check second step, that is if front is equal to rear, then what we are going to check? If front is equal to rear, if front is equal to rear, means front and rear both are pointing to same position, then we are going to call what we are going to call queue is circular queue is full. Circular queue is full. Else we simply going to assign the atom variable to circular queue. So what we are going to do? We are going to, this is circular queue array. So circular queue of rear, at the rear position, what we are going to do? We are going to assign that atom, that which we want to insert. Okay, so this is a very simple logic of add queue. Okay, now let's check this algorithm whether it is working fine or not. So we create a circular arrow. We are going to use graphical representation of this circular queue like this. Circular queue of size where n is equal to 5, so this is what your circular queue. 0 1 2 3 4 means what? How many elements this can hold? When we create circular queue, we initialize our front and rear to index 0. So initially my front, this is what the front, and this is what the rear, both are pointing to index 0. Okay, now call add queue or add circular queue algorithm. Now what happens when we call it? Initially it will going to find the rear position. Okay, so now rear is equal to rear plus 1 modulus of n. So what is the rear value now? Now rear is pointing to index location 0. So 0 plus 1 mod n. Okay, so 0 plus 1 mod n. So what is n value? That is 5. Size of array is what? 5. So 1 mod 5. Okay, how we are going to find the rear position? Like this. Rear is equal to rear plus 1 modulus of 5. Okay, means n. Now what is the rear value? 0, since rear is pointing to index 0, plus 1 modulus of 5. So 1 modulus of 5, that is 1. Okay, so now your rear is pointing to index location 1. Now rear will jump to the index location 1. So here comes your rear. Okay, and now we are going to check whether q is full. So front, what is the front value now? Front again it is pointing to index 0. Okay, so front 0 is equal to rear value. Rear is pointing to 1. Condition satisfying? No, it is not satisfying. It will jump to the else part. Now in else part, what we are going to do? We are going to simply assign value to circular q, CQ, where at index location means at rear location. So rear is pointing to index 1. Okay, so at that location we are going to assign the value, that is 10. Okay, now end of the circular queue operation. Add operation. Again, if you want to add element into the circular queue, what we are going to do? We are going to call add queue function. Okay, now here what is rear value now? What is your rear value now? Rear value is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, now rear is equal to 1 plus 1 modulus of 5. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 modulus of 5, it is a 2. So now your rear will going to point from here to here. Now your rear is pointing to index location 2. So now check again whether q is full or not. So now your front value still it is 0. Front is pointing to 0. Now 0 is equal to 2. Condition not satisfied. It will jump to the else part, and in else part what we are going to do? We are going to assign the value to q. Okay, these are random values. You can assign any integer value. Since our array is integer type, you can only assign integer value. If you choose array as a character, you can assign character value. Okay, now we are going to use integer array. Okay, suppose if you are going to assign one more element here. Okay, so if front, what is rear, what is rear value now? Rear value is 2. 2 plus 1, that is 3 mod 5. So rear is equal to 3. Now rear will going to point at index 3. Now here your rear is pointing, and at that position you are going to insert an element. Okay, same thing again, I am going to add one more element. So what is your rear value? That is 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 modulus of 5, that is 4. So now your rear is pointing to this location at index 4. So here I am going to use one more element. Okay, now suppose you are going to insert one more element in this queue. Okay, now look at this. Your rear is pointing to index 4 and your front is pointing to index 0. Okay, now if you are going to insert one more element, now what is your rear value? 4 plus 1, that is 5. 5 modulus of 5, 0. 5 modulus of 5, 0. So at index 0 you are going to assign element, but before that what we are going to do? We are going to check whether that q is full or not. Now what is the front value? Front is pointing to index 0. Front is equal to rear. What is rear value now? 0. Since 5 modulus of 5, 0. Okay, so front is equal to rear, then it will say q is full. Again, this is one problem. In circular queue, we cannot efficiently utilize all the memory locations. Means one memory block we cannot utilize. If your queue size is 5, so you can insert only 4 elements. If your queue size is 10, you can insert only 9 elements. So again, this is one problem with a circular queue. We are going to overcome this problem in circular queue with tag. Okay, circular queue with tag. We are going to overcome this problem in a circular queue with a tag. Okay, now till now we are going to only see this basic operations only. Okay, so now suppose so this is what queue full condition. We cannot allocate one memory block out of this 5. Okay, out of this 5 we cannot allocate one memory block. But suppose if we delete element, means what? We are incrementing our front by 1 position. Now if suppose I delete element 10 from here, so now my front is pointing to index 1. Okay, now suppose I am going to insert element into the queue. What is front value now? Now what is rear value? 4. 4 modulus of 4 plus 1, that is 5 modulus of 5, that is 0. Now rear will going to point index 0. Now at index 0 we are going to insert element, but before inserting we are going to check whether q is full or not. Now what is front value? See, suppose I delete this element from here, so front will pointing to index 1. Okay, front will point to index 1. 1 is equal to 0. 1 is equal to 0. No, condition false. So you can insert element here, but this location again will not going to fill. So this is what algorithm for what? Circular queue. Okay, means we can add element through this algorithm. Now we are going to see remove element from circular queue, means delete element from circular queue. Now we are going to see the algorithm for remove element from circular queue. Okay, the algorithm to remove element from circular queue. So I'm going to delete CQ. CQ stand for circular queue. This algorithm takes input as a atom. Okay, okay, then circular queue means what? That array, size of that queue, front position and rear position. Okay, and it removes the front element of the circular queue of size 0 to n-1. Now the first step is what? We are going to check if queue is empty or not. Okay, first what we are going to check before delete element, what we are going to do, we are going to check whether queue is empty or not. So here front is equal to rear. If our front and rear both are pointing to same position, then call circular queue is empty. We cannot remove element from that. Okay, else front is equal to, but obviously we need to find position of front. So front is equal to front plus 1 using this formula, mod size. So that is size n. Okay, front is equal to front plus 1 mod n. Okay, so using this formula we are going to find the position of front in advance clockwise. Okay, now atom. So this variable takes input as an atom which we are going to delete. Okay, and here we are going to write CQ of atom. And here we are going to CQ of front. Whatever front position element we have, we are going to collect in a atom variable. Okay, so this is what your algorithm for remove element from circular queue. Now let's see. Now this is what our previous queue where we insert element. Now we are going to use the logic of delete. Now initially your front is pointing to index 0. Okay, queue is full. Now check whether front is pointing to rear position. First condition, front is pointing to rear position. What is rear value now? Now rear is pointing to index 4 here. Rear is pointing to index 4 and front is what? 0. So 0 is equal to 4. No, condition not satisfied, means what? Queue is not empty. Okay, then you can delete element from queue. So now front is equal to front plus 1. Now what we are going to do, using this line of statement, we are going to find the position of front. So position of front is what? Front is equal to front plus 1. What is front value now? 0. 0 plus 1 1. Modulus of 5 क्या आएगा? What it will come? 1. So at index 1 now front will going to point, means what? This element is deleted. This element is deleted from the queue. Okay, now suppose if you are going to insert element, means what? Your front is not pointing here and rear is pointing to index location 4. Now suppose if you are trying to insert element in this situation, now what is front value? 0 and rear value 4. They are not pointing to same position. Yes, it will not say queue is full, but obviously it will find a rear position, it will find rear position and insert element. Means what? Here you can insert the another element. Got it? Means what? Our both algorithm is working fine. Okay. Now check for other one. Again, if you want to delete, check front is equal to rear. Now front is pointing to index 2, rear is pointing to index 4. Not same. Okay. Then else part, front is equal to front plus 1. Okay. So 1 plus 1, that is 2, modulus of 5, that is 2. So front is going to point here. Means what? This element is deleted. Then this element will going to deleted. Okay. Then now suppose if you want to delete one more element, you are going to call delete operation. Now front is equal to rear. Check front value. Front value is 3. 3 is equal to 4. Condition false. Now what will going to happen? Front is equal to front plus 1. Now what is front? 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus n, 3 plus 1, 4. 4 modulus of n, that is 4. So now your your front will going to point in next location 4. Means what? This element also deleted. Now suppose again you are going to delete element, it will check front. What is front value? Front is pointing to index 4 and rear is pointing to index 4. Means what? Q is empty. Q is empty. So this is what? Circular queue delete algorithm. Now in the next lecture we are going to overcome the problem. Means what problem? This one memory block we cannot utilize in a circular queue. Also other problem with circular queue is what? The front means what? The queue full and queue empty condition are same. See, here we are checking front is equal to rear, then queue is empty, and here we are checking what we are going to check. If front is equal to rear, then call queue is full. Means what? Queue full and queue empty condition are same. Means what? Here comes ambiguity. In our previous lecture in unit 1 we learned that algorithm must be unambiguous. Okay, so here come ambiguity. Front and rear, if both are pointing to same position, we are saying queue is full. Here also we are saying front and rear both are pointing to same position, means what? Queue is empty. So here comes problem, here comes ambiguity. So these two problems we are going to overcome in a circular queue with a tag in upcoming lecture. Thank you very much.